Today's episode is sponsored by ICNA Relief.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسوله أفضل الأنبياء والمرسلين. I hope and I pray that each one of us are enjoying the best times during this beautiful month of Ramadan. I hope that all of us are making the best out of the nights and the days of the month of Ramadan. I hope that all of us are going through the Quran and reading it. As we are going through these episodes of du'as of the Quran, we're hoping that all of us will connect better with the Quran when we learn more about certain components of it. The du'as of the Quran is one of the beautiful components of the Quran and one of the nice additions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put for us in the Quran, so we can use it and utilize it when we are going through similar situations and similar times. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this month will not end before all of us are being forgiven. There are certain groups of the du'as in the Quran that came on the tongue of prophets and messengers. And each one of these messengers or prophets had made a certain du'a here or there. And these du'as could also be utilized by us if we're going through similar situation like the situation that each one of these prophets went through. Today's du'a is mentioned in Surah Ash-Shu'ara, and it's on the tongue or made by Prophet Lut alayhi salam. Now we all know that Prophet Lut was living in a time where there was a severe and aggressive movement of immorality in his community, where not only fahisha or immorality was being spreading and encouraged and going through promoted by everybody in the society, but also there was pressure on him to accept the immorality, to be okay with it. And that is very similar to what was going on right now with our societies and the communities that we're living in. When there is an immoral behavior in the society, not only it's promoted, not only it's encouraged, but also it's forced upon us to accept and celebrate and be okay with it. And sometimes we're unable to do anything about it, but we are concerned. We are worried about our children. We are worried about our families to be involved in such acts of immorality. So what do we say? We say the dua of Prophet Lut alayhi salam. What did Prophet Lut say? He said, Rabbi najjini wa ahli mimma ya'malun. Oh Allah, protect me, save me and my family from what they are doing. A very short but very powerful dua that we can say when we are going through similar situation. You're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save you and your family, to protect you and your family from the immorality, from the sins that are going around, but also from the punishment that could take place because of those acts. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us, not only you need to seek protection from the sin itself, but from the consequences of it that could take place on the society. We live in difficult times and challenging times when it comes to that, and each parents and each family are worried about their children being dragged into certain acts of immorality. So this dua will be very handy and very well utilized in such situation by saying Rabbi najjini wa ahli mimma ya'malun. Oh Allah, save me and save my family from what they're doing, from the sin and the consequences of it on the society. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us all, to protect you, protect your children, protect your family from all kinds of harms that are taking place or happening around us in the society. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.